Hey guys, it's Darby Hallman. We are not doing a normal Nerds at Large Gaming podcast this week because we did live reactions to the Game Awards and the Kind of Funny Game Showcase. So there really just wasn't a whole lot of time or outside news to do a normal podcast. So instead, we are going to string together our post-conference discussion for the Game Awards and the Kind of Funny Games Showcase and put it in this feed for you guys to listen to. So that's what this is. The first one is me, Jeff, and Will all discussing the Game Awards, and then the second part will be me and Jeff discussing the Kind of Funny Game Showcase. You can see our full live reactions on YouTube and on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/nerdsatlargegaming. Also, our reaction to Joker being in Super Smash Bros. Has about, I think, 13,000 views at the time of me recording this, and so that's pretty wild. So if you want to go watch that, it's a lot of fun. Me and Jeff just completely freak out. And we will be back with a normal podcast next week, so thank you for your patience, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Nice. Okay, so what do you guys think overall?
Oh, it was an amazing show. It was I think that, I don't know, I've got like a whole lot happened. I feel like there was a lot of kind of like smaller announcements that all kind of like built into big things, and there was definitely some big stuff. I feel like there's not like, I can't really name you like this besides the Persona thing, obviously, and there's a few other ones. I guess I can't name you like these one, like this was the thing of the show. The thing of the show, it was just like every announcement, like from across the board, there was a lot of different types of games represented, lots of different franchises. New game announcements like the Obsidian thing looks awesome.
Far Cry?
Far Cry looks crazy. Rage 2 had an awesome showing. It was just like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a lot of things.
Crash Team Racing, Darby.
Never mind. Like, I'm gonna forget
Mortal
about a lot of
Kombat.
these. Mortal Kombat.
Let me just go down the list real
crazy.
quick, and we'll, probably a quick thing. Sayonara Wild Hearts. It was that the thing in the end where it was about the pop stuff on the Switch at the very beginning.
For what now? I'm sorry.
The Sayonara Wild Hearts is the very first thing. It was the colorful little kind of like music game.
Yeah.
They're pretty neat. Coming out next year. Imagine it's new. We got Journey to the Savage Planet. An indie game is coming to everything but Switch. I didn't put down all the consoles for everything. But looked pretty neat, and we didn't see much because there was no gameplay. So, hope to see more about that. The Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition or whatever comes with new content. It's going to be on consoles. And, of course, this version is coming to PC. I'm in for that. Didn't play Stanley Parable, so.
Yeah.
Plus new content, so it's all going to be new to me.
And that trailer was
great. Oh, that trailer was great.
Last of Us.
Among Trees. That was
that very artsy game that we saw like 30
There are a bunch of
seconds
artsy ones, yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming to Steam Early Access
together.
next year.
They're all running together to me.
Now, one of the first, surprising one. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, whatever the thing is, Dark something, I think. Switch exclusive coming out next year.
So, Will. That's you. You're the one that has stake in the game.
I played Ultimate Alliance 1 on that GameCube, I believe. Really fond memories with that game. Really, really enjoyed that game. And I never got Ultimate Alliance 2, because that came out for PS3, I believe. But I guess it's been around a year ago now, they re-released both of the Ultimate Alliance games on PS4. Yeah. And it was just like, why are they doing this? Because it was a package. It was just very strange. So I think there's been like an idea that they might be doing Ultimate Alliance 3 for a while.
But Nintendo exclusive.
But yeah, being a Nintendo exclusive is pretty insane.
I think it's weird just in general, unless for some reason Nintendo's helping to fund it somehow. Kind of like Sony with Spider-Man.
They could be.
But it seems, even the other games to me just seem more of a budget thing, so
I think that
it fits on Switch at least.
I have very nostalgic memories of that game, and I know it will not hold up well today because it's like the 4-player, you like switch players, co-op type of thing, and I guess it's not isometric, but it's like way far away camera.
So again, I don't know if I'm getting the game. Obviously, I don't really know much about my Ultimate Alliance or anything, how I'd feel about it. But it's one of those things. It feels like if and I'm going to sound like a Nintendo fanboy for this, but if you're going to put it on one console and get the most out of its gameplay style, the Switch makes sense.
No, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like, in my mind, I'm like, man, I wish this was on PS4. I'd really like to watch this. But in actuality, I think it makes a lot of sense for a Switch game.
I hate it for you, though, because you're probably, out of all of our friends, you're the one that's, I would say, probably the least on the fence about getting a Switch. You're the least interested in getting a Switch.
Oh yeah, I would like a Switch.
No, which is fine.
No, it's fair.
No, it's fair.
Oh yeah, just real quick, we'll get to Persona at the very end later. I forgot the announcer for Smash voices Joker.
Yeah.
Really?
So he's doubling up.
That's funny.
That's funny.
He's gonna call out his own name. Okay, so moving on, we got the Rocket League DLC with just the car thing. Cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
We got Far Cry New Dawn coming out February 15th.
I was more excited for this excitement than when I actually saw it. And then I was like, all right.
It looks more colorful, maybe more wacky Far Cry.
Yeah.
It just I'm really worried about it feeling like DLC that's just pumped up into something it shouldn't be. Like it being just kind of very reskinned Fallout.
And
5.
it's weird, we had Rage 2 in this thing, and they're very similar, so we're going to compare them. And as someone who's not into these types of games, Rage 2 just looks better.
Yep, it does. Because Rage 2 looks like a full game for itself, whereas this looks like Far Cry 5 added in a bunch of stuff. And because Far Cry 5 came out this year, this has not been that long.
Yeah. So we will see. I don't know. Yeah.
And I didn't play 5, so it's hard to in the stream or
yeah. I guess. I don't know.
Or it wouldn't be. I turned off the audio, so we shouldn't be in this. So we're good.
Okay, so the next thing we got is the super giant game Hades coming in early access right now on the Epic Game Store.
That is so cool. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's a very.
I just want that on PS4. Hey Jeff.
Others just replaying
Jeff Keighley.
So, yeah, that's dope and
Hades.
Not anytime soon, but I'll look into this early access thing. It might get it at some point. And there's a Bowling Games.
I was surprised.
Right now.
I was with you. I thought we were too close to Pyre. I just didn't think they would be ready yet, especially for something that you can play right now in some form. That's.
I think and I don't mean this as a negative because everything I've seen from their games, it's great from what I played and everything. But this is a smaller game, so that kind of
I think
and they might have multiple teams in a way of maybe not full teams, but they at least have someone starting to work something while finishing up.
I'm sure they probably.
They also have all their games have some sort of consistent style, so it's not like they're remaking stuff from scratch.
Probably not remaking engines and stuff. Next thing, Ancestors: Humankind Odyssey coming out next year. Is that
monkey game?
Oh, cool! Super weird, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the. I got to see it again, but we were going through millions of years, and it was the monkeys visually didn't change much. So
yeah.
Not much to say.
It's a little bit of a lower budget thing.
Scavengers from Midwinter coming out next year. I cannot remember what this game is.
I remember.
I thought it was XCOM at first.
Yeah. We didn't see any gameplay.
Oh yeah, it's the one that came from space onto the ground. It looked great, and then once you're at the end, what you see was more of a gameplay engine. The faces started looking worse.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
no gameplay at all, so we don't know.
Dead by Daylight, which. They just added, it seems like every horror person you can think of, which, cool.
Yeah, it was like a flash cut to Freddy Krueger, Jason, Saul.
And a bunch of other stuff I do not know because I'm not a horror person.
Yeah. But that's cool.
We got an Anthem trailer. That looked cool. Turned out an Anthem is an actual object, apparently.
Yeah, I kept saying
an actual
Anthem.
Power, yeah.
What does Will think about that? Because Will is more of the Anthem guy here.
I don't know. I'm still very...
Well, here's the good news. Because it was not on there, but I saw it on Twitter. If you pre-order it, you can play the demo January 25th. For everyone else, you get to play it February 1st, 3 weeks before it comes out.
3 weeks before is the open beta. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know. I still don't know how... I don't know how Anthem could possibly have a good story, so... I wasn't super intrigued.
I feel it's one of those things they're pushing hard on the story, but with those kind of games, it's just hard to. Yeah, we'll see.
And
I'm not going to see.
It seems like they're very desperate. No, we're still buying. Mass Effect fans, please don't hate us. It has a story. It has a story.
Also, what scares me, just as someone who's not don't particularly care for the BioWare games and that stuff, is I worry this game's going to come out kind of broken. I know they got the beta and everything, but the fact it sounded like they. Because of the stocks or whatever, BioWare had to put this game out in the fiscal year.
They're desperate. They need this game to be out as soon as possible and to be a win. Yeah.
So you'll see. One of the most exciting announcements for me, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled coming out June 21st on everything.
It looks great.
I don't know about PC. I don't know see PC, but
I'm glad Tim and Trace Raygun finally have this.
Yeah.
But we're getting it on Switch probably because it's gonna be a fun time. I'm interested to see price.
It's not something that I would be interested in buying, but if you buy it, I'll obviously play with you and stuff like that. But
I just want another fun kart racing thing, man. And strangely enough, it's one of those things. There's one of those PlayStation 1 games I somehow think it was my grandma's house. I actually played some, so I have some nostalgia for it.
Okay, I never played it.
Yeah.
I just played some of the Crash games, and I always never liked them. I'm just not a fan of endless runners like that.
Fair enough. Now, one of the most exciting things, or definitely you guys, I think I like more, The Outer World. It comes out next year.
Yes.
And I saw on Twitter, apparently there's going to be more information and maybe some more footage and stuff on GameSpot tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, this was one of my biggest surprises of the show, for sure, because we knew the Obsidian RPG was coming, but like with it being, it seemed like a lot of things just
smashes out.
Nice. We'll get to it very soon. All right. The show was great. Bye. I just assumed this was gonna be more of an old school isometric type thing, but like this looks like straight up like Fallout type thing. And
Fallout these are the space.
These are the people that made New Vegas, and it looks like they're doing that kind of thing again, but it's just like it's their own thing, so they're just going all out. And I know, Will, I think you were also. This looks cool.
No, yeah, I'm super excited to see what else they do with it. See more of it.
I'm gonna be honest right here. It probably because of the setting and everything, and I guess the kind of humor they kind of had in there, that kind of thing. If the story and stuff's good, I might be interested in this game.
It's cool. Yeah.
I think that's good that it got me interested in for this kind of.
I mean, it's
game.
a super duper Fallout looking game as far as it controls and everything. It just seems like it's taking it.
Everyone is out Fallouting Fallout.
That's gonna be the theme of this Game Awards.
Okay, next thing from Hello Games, The Last Campfire. They open it up with like saying it was a short little movie thing, but
so the Hello Games short.
Yeah, Hello Games short.
It was cute.
Yeah. It looked like there were multiple of those little creatures in there, so I don't know if that means they're different players. We'll need to find out more. So
interesting to see Hello Games out again. First time since No Man's Sky.
This one looks less ambitious.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Probably smart.
Yeah. Next thing, PUBG, just a new winter map thing. Look cool. May I'll try it out. I got PUBG now. Thank you, Xbox Game Pass. No. Oh, also not on here, but there were a lot of Game Pass announcements and like stuff coming out, like Below and Ashen, and I think there's something else in there that has me hyped. Game Pass is paying for itself. Okay, next thing, Atlas, coming out December 13th on Steam, Xbox preview program next year. I think it was an MMO, which we all probably have no interest in, I assume. It was the one with the pirates and dragons.
Yeah, no.
Okay, moving on. Now, one of the things we're probably gonna look back and be like, that this was announced. Hashtag the Dreadwolf Rises from BioWare.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It's like buried.
I mean, so I think it's obviously Dragon Age, and that might mean something to people, Dragon Age fans. Like,
you'd think we would at least get a title.
I don't know if this is a Sekiro type thing where it's like it's just some random
Sekiro. I really don't know. I just always say Sekiro now. It makes me mad.
It probably is. It might. I don't know if it's that type of thing where it's like no one really knows what it is. That is true.
So seeing Kirby in the Persona guy's mask. That's the best announcement by far. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be, yeah. If Jason Schreier is to believed, which I believe in with this stuff,
you should.
It's gonna come out like 3 years from now, and it's gonna be like, why'd you announce this?
Because again, everything BioWare is doing right now just seems desperate.
Now we're gonna feel that way with Metroid because everyone thought it was going to be here.
Yeah.
So people are going to be upset, especially for some people, because, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, next thing, The Pathless, coming out 2019 on PS4 and Epic. I forgot what exactly this was.
Endless Runner, but not Endless Runner.
Oh, yeah. Who was it from
Really
again?
cool
Wasn't
art
it
style,
from,
Annapurna.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks dope. I'm interested to hear more, and it being on PS4 is good for me. Yeah.
Yep, it was another cool artsy game. I'm down for pretty much anything Annapurna does.
Next is Survive By. It was like a little 8-bit little night thing, I think.
Don't remember that at all.
Survived By, yeah.
Yeah. Look neat.
It was like interesting idea, actually.
Yeah.
Every time you die, it's like your son that takes your place, basically.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Now, I mean, just real quick before we get into it, I mean, I can't look at this list and say any of these games look bad. I guess if anything, we just didn't get enough information to get a clear thing. But what we saw, everything mostly looked cool. Well, I say that, but next thing is the Stranger Things 3, which is apparently based on Season 3, which is not out yet.
Just like, all right, whatever.
On PC, Xbox, and Switch. Strangely, I didn't know PS4 for what I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's weird. I guess Xbox may got that exclusive deal.
Okay, Stranger
That looked
Things.
fine. Apparently, it's going to be on. You can play it on Netflix, I think they said.
I know they're trying to get,
Minecraft story mode's on there.
Yeah.
Next thing, definitely one of the biggest announcements, like new game announcements. Probably the biggest, maybe. Mortal Kombat 11 coming April 23rd.
5 months away.
Yes.
4-ish, I guess.
Yeah, very close.
4 months.
Especially when you think they're going to be like revealing characters and everything. It might be a speedy
and there's a community event for it sometime next month, so we'll probably get a lot of details there. And
Go ahead.
Oh, we saw during it, like they didn't announce it during the thing, but they posted afterwards. Shao Kahn is a pre-order character, which I hate when they do those
they did the same thing for Town or whatever.
And Injustice 2. And also it is coming to everything, including Switch,
which is super interesting.
And
super
pre-order you get access to the beta, which I imagine we're just gonna go ahead and pre-order it since we're probably gonna get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm always gonna want to have the latest Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's just a fun thing to play with you guys.
I agree.
I had so much fun that freshman year when 10 came out. That was just what we played like every day in the dorm room.
That was me with Injustice. Because Injustice was free on PS Plus at some point.
Yeah.
And me and my roommate.
We played a
all
lot
the
of
time.
we played a lot of Injustice 1 when it came out too. We didn't play as much Injustice 2. But
I was sad. So that's very exciting stuff. But it's coming in April. We're gonna get character announcements like that, and you can bet we're probably gonna talk about all those on the Nerds at Large Gaming podcast.
yes, which posts every Monday.
Next thing, I was kind of happy to see Psychonauts 2. I like the trailer.
It's not 3, right?
No,
Okay,
it's just 2.
Okay.
People have been waiting a long
I
time.
know I Psychonauts guy, but yeah. It was announced a long time ago.
I have not played one. I have one for a bunch of different things, so I'm going to play it at some point. It's one of the things I'm going to play. It may not be one of those things that necessarily as a concept holds up well today, but I'm excited by the trailer. It's just one of those things that have that nostalgic feel with the 3D platform type thing.
Yeah, I love those type of games before, and I might even get into it. And I know the premise is cool.
Is it coming out on Switch? I hate to be that guy.
Wasn't it revealed before the Switch was revealed?
Probably, but they can add it.
Yeah, I mean, they can. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So let's see. Next thing, Devil May Cry 5 getting a little trailer, showing less stuff than I thought. Honestly.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a much more of a showcase. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
They also announced an Xbox exclusive demo coming out tomorrow, which we will probably try out and might record.
Yes.
Just for the funsies. Okay, I need to ask this for you guys right here. I'm split on. Do I count that demo as an Xbox announcement? I'm not going to show you what you guys said before.
How did you phrase the question? I need the verbiage.
Yeah, I guess that's important. We just had the XO, but will we see any Microsoft-related announcements at Game Awards?
I'm saying no.
No.
From my point of view, I'm saying no.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like part of a game. It's like you can play a little bit of an already existing game that's coming to everywhere, and it's just a little bit away.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that's not an announcement.
Okay.
Really.
Okay, then that is settled there. So there was no Microsoft.
And I honestly don't remember what I said, so I don't know if that helps or hurts me to say if it's yes or no. So,
just for the fun, that's the only one we'll say. Will said no. Jacob and Darby said yes, so Will probably get that point.
Yeah, so it would have benefited
I
me
do
to
not
argue
count
for the yes.
Yeah. Those are strategies with the Winter Arcade stuff.
Thank you, Darby.
Said does not count.
Oh wait, did they talk about Winter Arcade?
Yeah,
I missed that.
They just kind of
briefly.
When Phil Spencer, they were just talking about games. Hey, these are out, and these are part of Winter Arcade, and they are good games. Okay. So I'm excited. They're all okay. Next thing, Fortnite: The Block, which apparently launched in the Fortnite map as they were announcing it.
Yeah,
they're probably someone watching. Wait to press the button.
It ties into the creator thing or something, so your creations can show up in there. Yeah, that's cool.
Rage 2.
Awesome.
The trailer was dope. which is probably good for Bethesda that they have some positive press.
It's weird that like basically all the non-Bethesda game studios are the studios that are holding up Bethesda right now.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm way more excited about this than I am. I'm even hesitant about Starfield and stuff now, just because I don't really trust Bethesda.
You know what
game
I want?
studios, but
I may want to try out Derby. Doom Eternal.
yeah, and Doom Eternal.
Final announcement.
Bum, bum, bum.
Joker from Persona 5 in Smash
Let's
Derby.
freaking go. And I'm sure I'm going to clip out our reaction.
You
because
are clipping that out.
We screamed, we jumped. I'm pretty sure Jeff launched my headset into the wall behind me. It was pretty great.
You are clipping that out.
Completely unexpected. I thought the night of Smash, and it's like we have. Will, you might not know, they've announced there's going to be 5 DLC characters,
Okay.
but they're going to be put out in their like periodically all the way to February 2020.
Oh, geez.
So that's why I just assumed
2020.
yeah, like for the next year.
Everyone assumed we were not getting a
Year.
DLC character.
That's what like this is one of those 5 going all the way to
Gotcha.
February 2020. So I thought we weren't going to see the first one
Big
until
deal.
I thought we weren't going to see the first one
Derby.
for like 2 months.
Derby. Persona music and Smash.
Again, like I was sitting here just
Persona
like
stage. I
was-
have no idea what it will be, but I'm excited.
oh my god, it just keeps getting better and better. But I was talking about just in Smash, you have Persona against Metal Gear, against Final Fantasy, and Mario, and Sonic, and
Mega Man.
Pokemon, and Metal Gear, and
Fire Emblem
Pac-Man,
all that. Yeah,
and
Pac-Man, yeah.
it's unfreaking real.
So,
Unfreaking real.
yeah, again, the only thing that was Nintendo related that was about as big of a surprise as this was no Metroid.
Yes.
No Metroid Prime 4.
Pretty
Good for
shocking.
Will, though.
Yay. Predictions.
So, people are going to be upset about that, wondering, where is Metroid? We're probably going to get it next month.
I do feel like if we get another big Nintendo
Direct.
Direct and it's not there, I think that's a legitimate, like, it's okay to feel mad or upset about that.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just been a long enough for us to at least have, like,
If
show us something about the game.
If I wasn't
like,
confident we're getting a Direct, like, in the next month or two, I'd be on, like, yeah, that's kind of
weird, yeah.
But since I truly believe we are, because
I mean, I still think, like, from Nintendo's perspective, it would have been pretty cool to have that game shown at this big of an audience versus a Nintendo Direct. Like, I feel like this would have been a good place for a Metroid Prime 4, but
Smash character hype close out going into the Smash launch.
Hey, Jeff, let me be clear. I'm way more excited about this than I am Metroid Prime 4. I mean, Metroid Prime 4 is going to be great, I'm sure, but this is Super Smash Bros.
I can't believe they did it.
So that was the Game Awards for the most part, and it's late here. Me and Jeff want to play Smash, and I'm sure Will wants to get home, so we're probably going to wrap this up.
I guess we'll say this real quick. I guess we can say how we felt, how they did awards, and mixing up with the announcements.
I think this is the best Game Awards yet. Okay, I think
I agree.
Keighley just keeps getting better and better.
I think pacing in this, I mean, it was the longest Game Award. I mean, it ended about at midnight, and we started, like, the pre-show started at 8:30, and it just flew by, and I don't feel like I was bored at all, ever.
No.
The only lulls were like the concert portions, and obviously those are meant to be like sort of breaks for you to.
And I thought they were cool. I mean, like, some
They
were
were
obviously
cool,
some
yeah.
were better than others, and maybe there was one too many of them. But like that Red Dead, that medley was awesome to me, at least. I mean, like especially
And Hans Zimmer
playing the
was
game
here.
and Hans Zimmer there, and then the Smash thing. Yeah, I mean, I like that.
My
orchestra.
Devil Trigger.
Like I said, maybe they go to it a few too many times because the show is kind of unwieldy and how long it is. But I agree. Like, I don't think there was much wasted time. I think most of the announcements, even the ones that weren't necessarily for me, like they felt substantial. It didn't feel like there was a bunch of like flack here.
I'm gonna make a prediction now, since we have not really seen much
Reception.
Yeah, reception. People are going to be upset that there were not as many like big AAA game announcements.
Yeah, and I did feel like it was, like I said, like I came away like immediately thinking there wasn't these like big things that I've said from years past, but then we start reading these and there's just a lot of stuff. I mean, like even Crash and obviously Persona and then the new Obsidian thing. There's a lot here, and I mean I think just Keighley is learning more and more how to put on a good show.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, not a very much of a focus on the actual awards. Like me and Will said, every time an award came up, it was like, it's been a while since we've done one of these. But I think it was good.
It felt like there was only definitely less than 10.
Shown? No, I counted. It's more than that. Let's see, just here real quick.
I mean, not counting the ones where they were like 10 times that people actually gave speeches.
Yeah, it was a lower number that people went up and
I
gave
counted
speeches,
when they announced it and someone came up and got a trophy.
Okay.
We had 13.
So, I mean, close.
Close. Jacob
So,
and Darby got the points.
Just over a third of the awards, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
just Keeley
really
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's an award show, but this is also basically E3 too.
Yeah.
And he knows that. And
I mean, people want it to be with announcements.
They are. And if that's not what you want or whatever, that's fine. I know that the Oscars doesn't do that, but honestly, I mean, this is so much
different ecosystem.
It is. And if this was just the game industry applauding itself over and over again like the Oscars, it just doesn't work. The Oscars is just such a staple in pop culture that it can do that, but the Game Awards is just a different beast, and that's fine with me. And I mean, we probably wouldn't be sitting here doing the stream like this at the wee hours of the night if it wasn't for the hype moments like that.
Oh no, if it wasn't for the announcement, as much as I like Keeley, most likely I might watch if I had nothing else to do, but odds are we would just read some winners on the podcast.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to do that.
Yeah, true.
Unless we just really want to talk about Joker and Smash.
Yes. I guess just last thing, Red Dead won a bunch of awards that more than we expected them to, but God of War came.
I think I missed a couple, or I accidentally didn't count at least one because I only got 6 awards, and I'm pretty sure they all won.
I think we might have talked over them saying they also won. So
I did not hear action adventure, so yeah, that's probably. I mean, luckily they put them all on the side on Wikipedia and stuff, so I'll easily be able to do that.
Yeah, but God of War won the game of the year, and I think it is a phenomenal game. All of these were really, really, really good.
Celeste won 2 awards.
Celeste won 2 awards. Feels good. Feels very good.
Spider-Man won none, which I saw coming, unfortunately.
It happens.
Yeah, I figured. It's the Horizon.
I figured if they were going to win one, it was going to be Yuri Lowenthal winning.
That was the only shot I saw.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Best web swinging, Spider-Man.
Monster Hunter World for the janky times when you swing on the vines, and I can never do
Super
it right.
Mario Galaxy 2, baby. I think you got a spider thing in that. I might be wrong.
All right. Any closing thoughts? Or are we ready to go to sleep for Will and play Smash until 3 a.m. for us?
Smash.
Where's Rocksteady? That's my closing thought.
Eat the.
It is crazy.
Microsoft's press conference is going to be bonkers.
It's wild how many announcements how many shows we've gone through though, saying, "Oh, Rocksteady has to be here."
It's gonna be in June. I guess it will have been 4 years since anything.
Yeah.
From Rocksteady, which is not even not even a new game being announced and a new one comes out in 4 years. 4 years since we've heard a thing. I mean, I guess counting Arkham VR, but Arkham VR.
I mean, that was a while ago. That was 2.5 years ago.
That was still 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Which is dope, but yeah.
Whatever. It was a good show. Really enjoyed it.
Yep. Lots of fun. Alrighty. Well, Jeff and I will be back on Saturday, December 8th for the Kind of Funny Games Showcase. Jeff's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Early.
That will be at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We'll start our stream a little bit before then. So come watch that with the nice guys at Kind of Funny. That'll be a good time. And check out the Nerds at Large Gaming podcast that posts every Monday, which you might be listening to this on because I'm probably going to break this part out. But, yeah.
Break up the post this and Kind of Funny thing to just do one.
I might do that. Might do that. We'll see. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm tired, but it's time for Smash.
Time to smash, Darby?
It's time to Smash. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Smash.
Alrighty, Jeffrey.
All right.
Are you ready? We just watched the Kind of Funny Games Showcase. The first one. There's probably going to be more. The first ever Kind of Funny Game Showcase. I have to imagine there's going to be more.
Yep.
And I thought I'm very, very proud of these guys.
Same.
As me and you have said, we've been watching Kind of Funny for a long time.
Wearing a shirt.
Wearing the shirt. I listened to I've listened to so many hours of them talking, and I kind of feel like I've gotten to know them just with listening to like at least 6 podcasts a week, or 7, I guess. Gamescast, Game Over Greggy, and 5 Games Daily, pretty much every single week. And just to see them pull something like this off, I thought was amazing. It was really, really cool. It was a very cool just being able to highlight these indie developers, for the most part, indie developers that don't get this sort of spotlight normally. And I think the selection was really cool. There was something there for everyone. And those last 2 announcements that we'll get to are surprisingly, they're pretty substantial things for a conference like this that was intended to be smaller and was just thrown together in a few months.
Yeah,
basically.
That was thrown together by a team of YouTubers.
Yeah, 7 people, and and not even all of them were really completely. I'm sure it was all hands on deck with some things, but for how quickly this was thrown together, you have to think this next one they're gonna have a full year to prepare for it.
Yeah, they'll know it's coming. Not do the full year, wait to see what happens at E3. Who can we maybe get?
Right, but there's at least going to be, a lot more time to, plan these things or whatever. So, and especially, you think about big companies, they kind of have to be ready a long time in advance for these things. So, the fact that we were able to get the Western announcement of Judgment, Judge Eyes, now it's Judgment for the U.S., and a somewhat release date, and the first time you've heard it in English
release window, and
that's a big deal.
I might be wrong in this, but I don't know if it ever I think it might have been, but I don't know if it was officially confirmed it was coming to the West. Maybe I can't remember.
I thought it was, but
it probably was. I can't remember. I think they did say it's coming to the West when they did the.
But the
PlayStation
fact that this
thing
is the first place you're seeing it in the West.
Yeah.
And the final season of The Walking Dead, that's huge. That's a very, very big deal.
Yeah.
So you want to, I don't know how you want to do this. This is a little different than some of the other things because a lot of these are smaller indie games that we're probably not going to be able to remember immediately just because there were so many of them. And there's so many games we haven't seen before. So I think we can kind of just generally talk about the showcase in general.
I wrote down some of them about what the some games that stood out to me. I didn't put down all of them.
Yeah.
Even the ones that, kind of stood out more interest me. I didn't really see any games this looks bad.
No, there was just certain things that maybe wasn't for me, but that's the kind of the point of a showcase with 69 games. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some that interest you and some that don't.
Yep, and I guess for people now, if you want to watch the showcase itself and see all the games, especially ones we don't talk about, well, you can go to Kind of Funny's Twitter, and I think they posted all. I'm just looking through the Twitter thing now. That's kind of what I'm doing to see.
I think they said it was going to be on your YouTube channel too.
Yeah, not on the YouTube channel, and with the way they do, I can see them hopefully already have some timestamps ready.
Yeah.
But there are definitely some games in there that looked interesting to me.
Yeah, just I guess overall, what do you think overall about just the way that they organized this, the pacing of it, the just games in there, the viability of this going forward, where you think it's going?
And I think it was a really well done thing. It was really well paced. Things kept on going. I feel like they did a pretty good job selecting. Okay, what's gonna get a full trailer and what's gonna be in just a little montage.
Right.
Speaking of the montage, I like how they did it because we said during the stream we were talking about during one of the montages that we kind of hate sometimes the montages. Sometimes they just show game footage, and sometimes they don't even really show the name or they for a split second.
Yeah, I think that was it PSX one year. I think that apparently they had the titles in the live audience on a different screen, but if you were watching the stream like we were, you didn't even know what the names were. Maybe it was an E3, but it was something like that.
Well, I didn't know that second part. I know that's happened at plenty of these things, which is annoying.
Yeah, and a lot of times, even if they have the title there, it's what platform is this coming on? It's you just see the game for 10 seconds. It's okay,
yeah,
I don't really know this. I like you were saying, the way that every single game, they're okay, it's the host giving a little in a little description of the game that helped out a lot with understanding it. Comes up, it's these are the platforms of the title developer, and I felt like the chunks, obviously it was a montage,
release day it's there.
They were quick, but I felt like they were enough. I feel like every one of them got enough time to where you kind of somewhat understood the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a way to do montages like that, which can be done very wrong in a lot of ways.
Yep. Oh yeah, and just thinking about it, they pretty much paced it. They had a game a minute, pretty much on average. I mean, things obviously went longer and shorter, but it was almost exactly 70 minutes, maybe even shorter, because I think it started a little later as far as when they started the games.
Yeah,
than 1 o'clock. So yeah, they averaged like a little less than a minute a game. Good pace for
it was basically like if there was something that you weren't necessarily interested in, just wait.
It was gone.
Just wait
like,
a few. Quick. Just wait like less than a minute, and we're gonna be on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. And like I think for a bigger E3 conference, when you have like very meaty games, like very AAA games, they're just shown a bunch of times and everything like that. You might want to see several minutes of gameplay, like The Last of Us. You want to see this gigantic 10-minute thing that we see. But for like these smaller indie titles like this, I think this works great. You don't linger too long on anything, and it's just I felt like this conference did a good job of like they show me enough of these games where it's like, okay, I kind of want to go look into more of X game, this game.
I mean, yeah, I got a list now. I'll probably end up going back at some point, just kind of going through it and seeing it, my couple games I wrote down, and then check to see what games I might have, kind of missed or whatever. Make sure I got all the ones that interest me.
Yeah.
And I think they said they were going to do this, so it wasn't necessarily that a surprise, but I think they did a good job of making sure the consoles being represented weren't really one-sided, because it had like a little of everything on there. If anything, strangely enough, you could argue maybe they had too many games that were Steam only.
I expected that because
it's just indies.
Yeah, it's the PC is the easiest place to develop for, and that's where you go first.
I've kind of been more of, or people who know kind of funny. People were, oh, is this going to be pretty much PS4/Switch kind of really focused?
But I just knew from the way that Greg was talking about. I mean, obviously from the outside, if you don't listen to everything they do, you might not know. I just knew from the way he was talking that wasn't going to be the case, and just with indie developers, I knew it was going to be the last team. I was pleasantly surprised how many of them are coming to console and coming to console soon.
Yeah, and a good many, especially the ones that are coming to console, it seemed like a lot of them were coming to everything. There are a couple of them there where like, oh, PS4 only, Switch only, Xbox only, but those were few and far between.
Yeah, like as with an indie thing, I felt like there was a lot of Steam and Switch. Like there was a lot of Switch in there because if you're an indie, going to Switch is very smart.
Yeah. So, options for these games. So, I guess if you want to, I just have a list. Maybe go through and maybe we can.
Okay, we can kind of see what we actually remember, and then maybe we can just close it out with some thought.
Let me just check real quick. Again,
we'll close it out with a discussion of like what we think this is going forward, the future, the kind of funny games with us. But we'll close.
Again, this is gonna be far from. This is far from the good games.
Exhaustive.
Put everything on there, but I'm just gonna try to see if they have the video up. Okay, they have it up. So let's see. Okay, no, they don't have the timestamps.
Okay, well, we can just kind of go through some things. They started out with Super Meat Boy.
Yep, they started with Super Meat Boy Forever, and its release window coming out in April.
Yeah. And Super Meat Boy is a pretty
good way to start. It's like, okay, this is a good way to start. Just like, hey, one of more well-known indie games/characters or whatever. Here's new game's release window.
Right, yeah. It's like not the biggest announcement they have, but it's a pretty big one to put right at the top to be like, set the tone of it. I think it was really nice, and yeah, it's cool. I didn't know that we didn't have the release date, so the fact that that debuted here is pretty big deal.
Indeed. Let's see. Yeah, starts trying to maybe. Okay, next thing I have Y2K, which is January 17th. I'm just gonna try to get. Actually, what can make it easier? I can just go to the begin. Okay. I'm at the beginning of when kind of funny started tweeting up might be better. Y2K, stupid ads. Okay. Y2K was, I think, one of the more
was that Mike Bethel's game, or is this the...
No, it's from Axe Studios. It's the one with the hipster-looking...
Oh, yeah, kind of Persona vibes.
Yeah, kind of Persona-y. Looks really cool. Comes out January 17th, and... Can't remember what they said as far as the... Let's see. Coming for Switch, PS4, and Steam. So, I'll look a little more into that.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
They talked about Sundown Games at some point, which was a party.
Oh yeah, the party mode game was like a multiplayer, like 4-person thing. It looked pretty fun.
Talked about After Church. Was the one with the robot thing that kind of reminded you of Overwatch in ways.
Oh, okay, right.
Which again, like I said during the thing, I believe it is coming to Game Pass, so might be able to play that.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Oh yeah, and then next was Mike Bithel's game, Quarantine Circular. Is coming to Switch. When? Right now.
Right
today.
now. Very old, like kind of old school text adventure type thing with a like text.
Yeah.
Looks like a phone. There was like several of those. I guess that's a pretty popular.
Walking around, you're like a
independent game.
Astronaut looking dude.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool. Let's see.
Maybe let's just point out some of our favorites because there's way too many to do to go down the list.
Jam and Earl.
I felt bad for them that got leaked or got. I mean, was it leaked or and then announced? I guess or something like in some way that got announced. Before the thing, so that.
Oh, okay. This is definitely more interesting. Moving Out, which is the game where you're moving the furniture.
Oh, right.
Yep. This is what the tweet says. For them, the team behind Death Squared.
Oh, hey.
It's back with Moving Out, a new co-op game meant to ruin friendships. Think Overcooked meets moving your friend out of their apartment. Sounds like fun. Right?
It looked very Overcooked. Like that's probably one of the out of all the games here, that's one of the immediate that I'm like, I think we're probably this is probably a buy. This is probably
the only thing is I need to look more into it. Unless I miss it, I don't think it said the consoles it's going to be on. I mean, I assume it's going to be PC at least, but
yeah, I hope Switch. That's the obvious one. But
I assume Death Squared did good. I think Death Squared did good on Switch, so
yeah, I'm almost. They said that,
and it definitely works with the whole Joy-Con and all that stuff.
Yeah, you need definitely go look at the trailer for that because it's like it's a happy jolly game. But you're like moving furniture and there's a bunch of crazy environmental stuff. Like there was like you're like holding two sides of a couch and there's like a bottomless pit in between them and like it looks fun.
Yeah. Next game, Operencia, The Stolen Sun. It's the one that kind of you move around in first person and stuff, then you have the RPG battles.
Right.
Reminds me just from the Alcedo Shin Megami Tensei as far as gameplay.
The layout almost looked like a Skyrim type thing, but then it was turn based but still first person. It was like an interesting blend of things, but the art style seems cool.
Yeah, it's coming on Steam in 2019.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, let's see.
We have to talk.
Yeah. So make sure. They talked about announced a new Conan game.
Yeah.
Don't really have much information
don't know much about that.
NIS America announced something Lappy's X Labyrinth stateside, one of the little anime girls, and you stack on top of them. They also announced the Danganronpa trilogy is coming to PS4 in one collection.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I just hate I got them all, so I can't get that art book. Dang. New DLC for the Messenger, and it's free from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's a pretty big get. That's a pretty big game to have.
New levels for Humans Fall Flat.
Yep.
That will be fun. We need to play that game during.
Yep.
And a very funny one. New DLC for Guacamelee 2. You can play a shirtless arachnid man and Portillo, the dog.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The kind of funny got like playable. Greg Miller and his dog are playable in Guacamelee too. It's so good.
Yep. And it's out today. I think it might be PC or one of those today. I think they said it's like coming to some of the stuff like Switch and stuff later.
That's so awesome. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to. The next thing I at least have on here. Okay. Yeah. They and what's it called? Yeah. Limited Run Games had a couple announcements. That Windjammers Game Physical Edition and Celeste.
Yeah. That's really cool. Celeste was in here in any way.
Yep. And yeah, then they had a little montage thing and a couple standards were Minako's Night Market.
Yep.
Which was previously in a Nintendo's Nindies Direct showcase thing.
It was like a very cute, like almost slice of life type of game.
Yeah, it's kind of some kind of Animal Crossing vibes.
Yeah.
Coming out early 2019 on PC and Switch.
Yes.
I can't remember what in the world it is, but I wrote down a game called I Can Fell that was interesting to me, but I can't remember exactly what it was, so I will move on for now. Long Gone Days is the one with the whole sniper thing.
Yeah. That was another standout for me. It looks like a very interesting story where it's like, yeah, it seems like a person like a military sniper kind of dealing with the morality of things. I mean, it was, I don't know. It seems like a very deep and kind of potentially emotional story.
Yep.
Gameplay seemed like it was like several different things. There was like some turn-based stuff there, and then some like you were actually aiming down sights of a sniper rifle.
Yep.
Cool art style. Seems like a very ambitious, cool game.
Yep, and it is coming out on Steam in April, and early access starts now.
Yeah.
So
cool.
That is cool. Let's see. Next thing I have, Away, Journey to the Unexpected is the next one. It's the one that's made by the French dude with all the anime Japanese stuff.
Right.
The little flat creatures and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
Your main power is, well, you apparently suck at everything. It's at making friends. So you become friends with the monsters or something.
Why not?
YOLO, man. Yeah, and that is coming out early February. Looks like on everything.
Sweet, yeah. That was interesting.
Next game was Vane.
Oh yeah. This is probably one of my favorites. Just looking,
it's a game where you change from a kid to a bird.
It's like a very
an adventure mystery game.
Very artsy puzzle game type thing where it's like journey type looking game, but just a lot darker.
Yeah,
and it looks very interesting. I watched that trailer and wanted to know what's happening. And it's like these weird cult people and a bunch of like dark stuff going on. It looks very cool, and I'm interested to see.
And you know what good news is, Darby? It comes out January 15th on PS4.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that's actually like, oh, that's coming. That's imminent.
Yep. Okay, next game was Bury Me My Love, which, this is what's kind of funny, has it on, casts you as a Syrian refugee fleeing her country and trying to stay in touch with her husband.
Yeah,
and let's see, it's coming out January 10th on Switch.
Also very imminent and just very sad, deep-looking game, and it's even more sad because it's real life. It's about something real.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, something kind of surprising that was in here. Anthem.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily anything new, and they didn't really show much during the showcase, but they said on the Kind of Funnies YouTube channel, there's a 6-minute developer diary thing where he kind of goes through the trailer.
Through the new trailer at the Game Awards.
Yeah, they're showing the Game Awards.
So the fact that they got anything like kind of new or just additional information for Anthem, like one of the biggest games coming, is a big deal.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if we'll ever get a thing where, because they could have potentially said this, I think they talked about it's like, you can learn a little more information at the Kind of Funny Game Showcase.
Yeah, that would have been cool if they said that, but yeah, time's tight at at Game Awards, but.
So that was interesting.
But that is one that they could have done that, because remember, Greg said he'd know if he made it if someone said you can find more information there. That is something they could have said, and it would have been true.
Yep. Then they went through a bunch of montages with a bunch of interesting games, some puzzle things, action adventure games. That's one of those things I'm gonna have to go back and look. It says some weird games. Let's see. Oh yeah, one game that just looks really fun to me and just dumb fun is Ape Out.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like, you're this gorilla who's for some reason on the 17th floor of this skyscraper building, and you broke out and you are brutally murdering tons of people as you're
grabbing
your way
people,
down.
using them as meat shields, and making them shoot their gun at their friends.
There's blood splatter all over the place. It looks fun though.
And here's the good news for me, because this is the kind of game I want. It's on Switch and PC. It comes out February 7th. That's just like this kind of fun, just fun to have on your Switch, just to mess around with.
I hope it's cheap, and that seems like that could be like, you hand it off to someone, see how far they can go. I imagine it probably gets hard.
Yeah. Let's see.
I want to play Smash.
Okay, skipping through some other ones. Oh yeah, they showed off Supermarket Shriek. We saw that at the XO 18, which still looks good. We don't have a release date. We just know it's coming out next year. But good news is, since I have Xbox Game Pass, we will be able to play that right away.
Yeah. It looks like fun. You're a guy and a goat in a shopping cart for some reason, and you're rolling through a bunch of crazy hazards. Looks like fun.
I didn't really get what was going on, but Church of Darkness, Darby.
Which one was that? I remember the name.
It's this one.
Yeah, it looks like it's some true story about something in Africa, but that definitely didn't pay enough attention.
Yeah,
to
on Steam, PS4, and Xbox One. Kind of funny seeing when putting on the thing was Church of Darkness equal parts Metal Gear and Far Cry 5.
Don't know what that means.
Seems interesting. Let's see. Something that looked pretty cool is A Fold Apart, which was that whole love story one where you're folding the papers to solve puzzles.
Yeah, I want to know more of what that, I saw the folding and stuff. I couldn't exactly tell what was going on with that, but looks like
Falcon Age, PSVR game.
Yeah, you have a pet falcon.
Yep.
Make it kill things.
Yep.
In VR.
Okay.
Two VR games, which is cool.
Yep. Okay, something that was cool. One that looks like I might be into. Jenny LeClue.
Yeah. What was the gameplay like in that one? I kind of forgot.
This one's.
Oh, right.
Well, give you a fun little thing depending, how it is. Apparently they really liked it at PAX.
It's like a detective type thing.
Yep.
Going on.
Murder, mystery, all that kind of stuff. And I guess the main announcement was it's coming to Switch.
That's cool. So is it already out on other places? Because it came up with it came up with like a bunch of awards from different, or was that just for E3 showing?
It's probably for like PAX showings and stuff.
Indie thing or something. Yeah.
And there was Desert Child, which was the Cowboy Bebop looking thing, or style wise.
I mean, it was like they were obvious. They were doing the Cowboy Bebop intro for their thing.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting close to the end now.
I'm in for Cowboy Bebop homages.
Yep. We're down to the last couple things already. We got Storm Divers from Housemarque, which is a battle royale game. People can sign up for the closed beta.
Yeah, I don't
Probably not the time someone would be listening to this.
Yeah, I don't know if that had been shown somewhere else. I had not seen it. I had just heard.
I feel like I saw a trailer.
You're probably right, but the last I had heard was just Housemarque saying arcade. Because Housemarque makes a bunch of arcade games. They made Resogun and whatever the hell else. I can't think of the names now, but they made a lot of like very, very good arcade games. But they basically said these are not selling enough. We need to do something else.
Yeah,
make it a battle royale game. I worry about it because it doesn't look all that much different than a lot of other battle royale games, but it's kind of one of those things we'll have to see. I just worry that market is a little too flooded at this point. But
yeah, and obviously Housemarque is a smaller team, so the game doesn't look high budget, which affect things.
And that's when you do an arcade game as a smaller team, it's fine. It's a cool art. It's an art style thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to like be this big budget. But when you're making a battle royale shooter like that, especially in the art style they're like kind of going towards, it just like it looks like they're trying to be realistic, and it just doesn't completely look realistic. Whereas so like I worry about that for them. But
so now for the two definitely biggest announcements, some would say. So yeah, if people didn't know, at some point Greg Miller and Sega teased an announcement from the Yakuza team. Yep. So people were wondering, is it going to be like a Yakuza PC port because they didn't expect much from this, or was it about Judge Eyes or Project Judge or whatever you want to do it?
Right.
Call it.
Which is Persona, the Persona team's newest game.
The Yakuza.
Huh?
You said Persona.
Oh, yeah. The Yakuza
you got
team.
Joker and Smash on the brain.
I do, man. The Yakuza team's newest game that's about to release in Japan.
Yeah, like, I think this upcoming week.
It's set in the Yakuza universe, right? It's just a different kid. I'm almost certain.
I don't know about that. I know it's like, I think maybe based in the same town at least.
I'm almost certain it's set in the Yakuza
I'll take your word for it.
But
so yeah, it's called Judgment in the West now. Yeah, this is pretty much the Western announcement that it was coming.
Right.
Or kind of more information about it. We saw a trailer with English voice acting
for the first time.
Yep, pretty solid. Coming out summer 2019.
Yeah.
Which again, that's a pretty big announcement considering which is what this is.
Especially for like an indie showcase that had this little prep time. And for the Western announcement of a Yakuza team game, that's a big deal.
Yep.
Especially because Yakuza is getting bigger and bigger in the West. This is a game they're going to be pushing. That's pretty darn cool.
Yep. And, definitely was probably the biggest announcement. Walking Dead final season is going to be back. The third episode is coming January 15th.
Yep. Yeah, the fact that like Greg Miller and Kind of Funny and every, I mean, I'd single out Greg Miller just because he's the Walking Dead guy, obviously there,
and he's been
the biggest part of the show.
I mean, and
making this happen.
Well,
this
I mean, it also makes sense that potentially that being here, just because I feel like you always hear about Greg doing panels for like the Walking Dead Telltale games and all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense that he would know them and all
obviously
that kind of
everyone knows the collapse of Telltale earlier this year, and then Skybound Games, which had what's the guy's name? I always forget, the Walking Dead guy.
Robert Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman. His company is basically said that they were taking it on, but we had just not heard anything.
What a bunch of devs from
Telltale. Yeah.
So
that's the fact that we got to see that trailer. I haven't even played Walking Dead, and I could tell like this is emotional. This feels like a good trailer and everything. It's exciting.
You have good trailer, and just happy that this story will be finished.
Yes, yeah, I'm happy that people get an ending to it, and that it's told by as many Telltale people as they could get, back onto it.
Yep.
So that is some light, some happiness from the Telltale news this year, which is pretty much all been bad. Mm-hmm. And that was the Kind of Funny Game Showcase. Year one of it. So, Jeff, will there be a Kind of Funny Game Showcase this time next year?
Yeah.
I mean,
they pretty much have said that they are at least planning on it, and they'll let us know otherwise, but I can't imagine this not... I mean... We watched it. We know it was good. I can't imagine not being... I mean, not like they were planning on making money off this thing.
No, I mean, they didn't sponsor it all. They did say that, like, if they start doing this a yearly thing, they are going to probably sponsor it, which is fine. I mean, like, there's not some dirty thing to sponsor it. They put a bunch of time into this. You should get paid for it, Yeah, but, like, I do respect that they said this first time they just wanted this to be a test bed for it, and they're like, let's just focus on just the games, and not us. Let's just... make this a showcase for these games. It's not about Kind of Funny. It's about the games that you're seeing here, and I respect that a lot.
Though something I can imagine some people, though, I might just read too much for Cetera, so I'm thinking people just might be more negative than most people are, but I feel like I can imagine a lot of people saying, too many Kind of Funny type jokes in this thing.
I mean, like, in comparison to a lot of press conferences, this was so much better. I mean, like, they really just... I mean, like, the interstitials, like, there was several of them, but they were always just, like, come in, say 2 or 3 lines, and more games.
Oh, I know.
And, like, it was... Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, like, it is, like... I don't want Kind of Funny... Like, I don't want a Kind of Funny Game Showcase to be completely devoid of Kind of Funny personality. Okay. And like maybe that's just if you just don't vibe with Kind of Funny, then sorry. But
yeah,
But I think that like they did it a good amount for me. Like I think it just made it. The showcase had personality, but they didn't.
There's not
things.
Anything as far as like the structure of it / pacing that I would. I mean, I'm not just saying because I'm a Kind of Funny fan. It's just I can't really think of anything like pacing, all that stuff. Like I would tell them like maybe twitch it or tweak this or something or fix it. Because pacing again, it was a average like maybe a game every like less than a minute on average.
Yeah, and I think it was like this easily could have been 2 hours, but I think it's very cool that they were able to like shrink this down into like a very manageable hour and 10 minutes.
I kind of, in a way, I'm not jealous of them, for this being a success and everything. Because now, I mean, as we know, because we listen to Kind of Funny stuff. Once Sony announced that they weren't doing E3, Greg said he suddenly got a bunch of emails and stuff about if they're doing something, and Greg's like, "Sorry, we're not."
Please, I can't.
So now that,
now that the first one was a success. He's gonna I'm sure they're gonna have so.
Or at least we assume it's a. I mean,
it seems like it's a success. They're gonna have so many indie devs and everyone coming after, especially if you're an indie dev and you're like, oh, I could be announced alongside The Walking Dead and a new Yakuza project or whatever, and this will be a year later. It could even be some bigger announcements that you get to like kind of piggyback off of.
Yeah, because
it's a big deal.
But like we've mentioned, as I think some point in the thing, the bigger third parties, they have their own plans, so they kind of have to go towards. And this was kind of thrown together pretty quickly, and again, it was this well done, and it was thrown together pretty quickly with everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a whole year of the mindset. Oh, this is happening. they might be able to get some of their friends from bigger
I'm sure they're gonna like keep the focus on indie games, which I think it should be, because like that's kind of the thing that's missing. I mean, like that's what they said. Like Greg said that they started this and then they didn't realize just how much this was something that was needed. Like that, these indie game developers needed something like this, and I think that that's what the showcase should stay focused on, because like I think the indie devs are the ones that need this the most. The big ones have E3 and Game Awards.
I mean, I think it'll be easy to focus on the indies because Game Awards are things. The most big announcements will probably be there.
Yeah,
but they can insert ones kind of the Judgment level or the Walking Dead level. Oh yeah, so I think it's obvious that at some point this week, Greg said, we had some kind of last minute thing that was in there that kind of changed the whole thing. It had to be The Walking Dead, right?
I have to imagine, because it was probably originally the Judgment was the...
Which would have been a good...
Which is fine,
yeah. That'd been a really good closer on there, but...
But The Walking Dead was definitely like, okay, well now we have to... Yeah, I mean, the fact that they had the Judgment and that wasn't even their one more thing is awesome, yeah.
I'm excited for Judgment.
Yeah. It's super cool. So... I think it was a success. I think there's no way it's not coming back, even though it was like killing them. But like even Tim said that he could see this if this keeps growing and growing, they could hire a team to just help them when it comes to like specifically just for like this team of people works on the Kind of Funny showcase, even if it's just like a contract people out for a while or something. And if it grows and everything, and they can sponsor, which I'm sure they will next year. It could become a yearly thing that gets to be a production, you know?
Yeah, Kind of Funny Game Showcase, sponsored by DiGiorno's.
Oh, yes, they'd be in there the heartbeat.
But what was I about to say? I think what will also help, and, well, this is me just saying as someone who is obviously do not know everything they had to do and how hard it was and everything. I know they worked their asses off to get this done.
Yeah.
But, again, because it's not going to be kind of thrown together and they have a general idea of the scope that this is and what they want now after they have one under their belt, I imagine it will probably be a smoother process. Just in general,
probably. I mean, it's probably gonna be a lot more demand and everything, but you have more time to do it. You've done it. You've done it once before, so you kind of know that we can do this, and people responded well to this, maybe not to this. Well, they have feedback now.
Yeah, and again, they can start talking to devs a lot earlier and just kind of getting a general idea of who's going to be there and how many and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, when you think about everything, all the emails and all the different developers Greg had to talk to in such a short time to get this turned around, while he's also recording podcasts every week and going to events and doing this and that whatever. That's a lot, but if you can start that process earlier on, then
I get it. Yeah, and it's easier to plan because now they have the mindset of, okay, we don't have to worry about PSX probably. Now, what's really going to suffer them if Sony announced they have PSX in this thing.
I feel like they're still gonna do it. There's a lot of these.
Oh no, I completely agree, but I just mean how busy they're gonna be.
Yeah.
But what they'll probably do, let's say PSX is this week, we're at the Game Awards, they'll just move this up a week.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I imagine that's gonna be. But this was really well done. The editing and just the pace and everything.
The graphics, the motion graphics. I mean, kind of
very professional.
Kind of Funny has always had like really professional design and graphics and everything, but it's like this was like a step up.
I mean, this is this is pretty much just a very long Nindies Direct, but hosted by Kind of Funny in a way.
Yeah, hosted by, and like they're just very good hosts. I mean, they're very they have a lot of personality. They're relatable. It's good. And like again, like I really think they nailed that, where it's just like it is kind of a goofy, Kind of Funny vibe, but it's also very professional. And they step in and like they're guiding you through this experience, but they're not taking the spotlight and being like it's about us. It's they definitely made it about the games.
Not the biggest thing. I haven't looked at like Rosetta and other places yet, but people on Twitter, from what I've seen, have been very receptive to it.
Yeah,
like Game Explain people, and I think it's all an easy out there too stuff about it. So
sweet.
People seem to have enjoyed it, and obviously, again, this just helps these indie games get spotlight because, we would have known about like
a lot of these games,
maybe a tenth of these games existence if it wasn't for this.
Absolutely not.
And now I have a list here of games that look pretty.
I mean, there were very few of these that we even recognized, and that's the point. Yeah. So. I think it was a success, and I'm so proud of them.
I'm excited to go back, look at this thing, look at the list, and check out just more information about some of these games.
Yeah, me too. All right, well, is that all you have to say about the Kind of Funny Game Showcase Year 1?
I believe so. Again, really well done.
Very.
Now they're playing some Smash and getting wasted at almost noon for them.
They earned it.
They earned it. Well, Greg and Tim earned it. Everyone's just kind of coming along.
This is true.
No, I'm sure a lot of them did stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeff, let's go play Smash ourselves.
Let's follow
their lead and go get Smash and play Smash. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching with us. Go back and check our Game Awards coverage that we did just a few days ago.
Watch our reaction to live check, Darby. live check for the views. Our live reaction.
Our live reaction to Joker from Persona 5 being announced for Smash Bros. Because it very quickly became our most viewed video on YouTube. It's kind of stupid. Jeff's going to give a live view on what the actual number of views there is at, but it's crazy. So, like, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I left my phone or something, but my battery just got drained. It's already about 50%. We are at 8,355, Darby.
8,300 and what? 55.
Yeah, for reference for why it's kind of like, and the big thing is not a lot of views, but our most viewed thing by a significant number before this was like 1,300 for the Microsoft reactions for some reason.
Yeah. So this is we're pretty like stupidly happy about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how the hell it happened. I guess just it was a funny, like, kind of charming, very genuine reaction to what happened. Like, trust me, it was not. Me and Jeff would be very bad at doing a staged reaction.
Well, and we would have a lot more of those videos if we were planning on staging that kind of thing.
Because that would be a thing. Like, no, that was very, very, very genuine.
Yep.
So go check it out. It's just like a little 2-minute video, and I think it's really funny.
Yep.
And that's it. So we did a lot. We did a lot in the last few days, Jeff. Because we also went to a concert last night, so we've done a lot. So yeah, probably no actual gaming podcast this week. But there's this, and there's the Game Awards reaction.
Yep, we've got a podcast. Video. This is about all the main news. So.
Yeah, it is too. So we're gonna put this and the Game Awards thing in the podcast feed. So check that out, and we will be back next week for a normal podcast.
Talk about Smash,
which we're about to go play right now, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you guys so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.